After the Yankees have snapped their 6-game losing streak, finally winning a game against the New York Mets, Aaron Boone has come out before this series against Seattle and has given us some breaking news. Quite frankly, is a long time coming. What's going on, guys? King of Honor 61st Jit. I'm back with another video, and today Aaron Boone has announced that they are moving Jazz Chisholm Jr. back to second base. Thank fucking God. I was one of those guys who wasn't the most against Jazz playing third. I liked the way he was able to have an athletic spin on the position. He played it kind of differently, especially last year when he first came over. I was okay with it. But now this year, there have been too many throws that have been offline. There have been so many things that it just looked like something was off with Jazz. Then Jazz gives us the comment that all offseason he was told to train at second, told that he was only going to play second base. And I know there has been injuries this season, but when you have a guy who has only played 50 games at a position, and then in the offseason, you tell him, oh, you're going to go back to your primary, and then now you're switching him back to that position, bad shit's going to happen. And Jazz has not been himself when he's at third. Jazz has a -3 defensive run saved at third base. Compare that to second base, where he has a 3 defensive run saved. So it is a difference of 6 runs when Jazz is playing third rather than second. And I know why the Yankees did this. It was to accommodate DJ LeMahieu. Does that make sense to you guys? Because it doesn't make sense to me. You're accommodating the guy that you almost DFA'd, and you needed Aaron Judge and veterans to go into your clubhouse and into the front office to say, no, do not DFA him. You're going to accommodate him rather than accommodating your all-star second baseman. To me, that's ridiculous. To me, that is totally not the way you handle this. You do what is best for the team, and what is best for the team is to accommodate your all-star. Especially knowing that for the last 3 weeks, Aaron Boone has been making Jazz play third, even though he knows some of the throws have caused shoulder issues in his throwing arm. There's a lot of things here that just don't quite add up. If you knew throws were making Jazz, he's pulling shit in his throwing arm, which is his right hand. He's a right-handed batter. He says it doesn't affect his hitting. Well, thank fucking God it doesn't, because if it did, Aaron Boone would have a lot of fucking explaining to do, because he's been handling injuries like this all year. There's a reason why Clark Schmidt now needs fucking Tommy John. It's because he had forearm tightness, and Aaron Boone said, you know what? We're gonna keep playing you. We're gonna keep playing you. Some of it's on the players, but again, the coach is there to protect the player from themselves. Of course these players want to play. They're in the fucking major leagues. If they didn't want to play, they wouldn't be here. You can't fault a player for saying, I'll play through it, I'll play through it. It's on the coach to take risk analysis into effect and say, okay, you have forearm tightness that could lead to a big elbow injury. Let's put you on the shelf until you're ready. Instead, now Clark is out for the rest of the year and will most likely miss all of next year. And if the same thing happened to Jazz, he would be having a lot of conversations, and he would have to answer to a lot of people, because this just looks like poor management. It does. So at least Aaron Boone is getting back to his senses and making the right decision at this point. Now let's focus on some of the other things that have been going on with this team. Although we did break this 6-game losing streak, we still were just on a 6-game losing streak. There was a lot going on, so I want to break down one good thing that's been going on and one bad thing that's been going on. Let's start off with the good. Let's get back upbeat. Jasson Dominguez is turning into a star, and nobody's talking about it. So let's talk about it. Jasson Dominguez right now is turning into an elite hitter, hitting to all sides of the field. He's hitting for contact, he's hitting for power. You saw it in the Citi Field Subway Series. You saw it in game 1. 2 home runs, both left the park towards left field. He is getting that opposite field power, and the way he's controlling in at bat is really what I'm impressed with. Every time he comes up, it looks like he's getting into a 3-2 count. It seems like he is not getting overmatched by anything. It's the same thing we saw with Juan Soto, when you knew he was just in control no matter what the pitcher was doing. That's what I love seeing out of Jasson Dominguez. He's even hitting left-handers so much better as the season's progressing. Another thing with Aaron Boone, how do you progress Jasson Dominguez's development against left-handed pitching? Oh, it's to play him against left-handed pitching. Let him see the left-handed pitching. It's crazy that we knew that and he didn't. This isn't supposed to be an Aaron Boone bashing video. It's just a lot of things point back to him in these scenarios. But let's continue. Jasson Dominguez is so much faster than I thought he'd be. I thought the speed was kind of overstated. This is a guy who's big and stocky, but he's also as fast as the best of them. This guy is one of the best outfielders in baseball and will be one of the best outfielders in baseball in the near future. That's the type of hitting talent this guy has. Of course, no one's going to respect it because he started off as a prospect with the Mike Trout, Mickey Mantle, and Bo Jackson label. And if he doesn't hit that, he's automatically a bust. And because Yankees fans have talked about him for so long, people think he's older than he is. He's 22 years old. He's younger than the guys in the Red Sox system. Christian Campbell, for example. He's younger than Christian Campbell. And Christian Campbell is looking the way he is right now. And look at the way Jasson Dominguez has been developing and growing through the year, while Campbell's been going from that hot start all the way down. That's the difference here. Jasson Dominguez is a stud. Yes, his fielding is still a question mark. He made a couple questionable decisions in the outfield in this series against the Mets. Of course, again, development does take time, especially when he's playing a new position. And especially since we saw how good Cody Bellinger was in left, I'm surprised the Yankees have not made that switch, because Jasson Dominguez in center was, at least to me, he looked so much better. He was able to control the outfield so much more. He's just having a tough time with the angle. So we'll see where that goes. But I'm just so excited with how Jasson Dominguez has developed. Now let's get to the bad. This pitching staff has sucked ass during this streak. I'm going to list a few numbers here. 5-5-9, 5-5-6-6.
Numbers, basically. What do they mean?
No, it's not a phone number. These are the amount of runs scored the Yankees have in this last 7-game stretch. And we all know now, the Yankees have only won one of those games. I'm sorry, any competent pitching staff should be able to win 5 of those 7 games. If you give a team 5 runs of cushion, you should win that game. Yes, at times the offense does leave runners on base, especially when it comes to Anthony Volpe. Okay, that's fine. But if you scored 5 or more, which in a lot of cases it was more, there is no excuse to not win in those games. At times it's the starting pitching, where Will Warren will give up 8 runs in 2 innings. At times it's the bullpen, where Luke Weaver has been shitting the bed. This pitching staff needs help, no matter where it is. Whether it's Dennis Santana, whether it's one of the Arizona starters, whether it's whoever, this pitching staff needs to be revamped. But as I end off this video, I want to leave you guys with a little bit of confidence. Yes, the Yankees have blown a big lead in the AL East, and now we're 3 games back of the Toronto Blue Jays. Let's remember one thing. It took the Blue Jays to be at their hottest point that they've really been in over a decade, and the Yankees to be at their lowest point in quite some time, for them to overtake the Yankees and to get a 3-game lead. This is still a winnable margin, knowing that it's just early July. This is not a situation where we're now 8 games back. And if the Yankees are able to build off of that last win they had in Citi Field, and they're able to push that into the Seattle series, MVP candidate versus MVP candidate, going up against some solid pitching, who knows where this team can go? Who knows where the Blue Jays will be? Again, they're at their hottest point. When we were at our hottest point, we at one point had an 8-game lead. So let's not be mistaken and act like this team has all of a sudden gone from great to trash. They had a trash spell, and hopefully that spell is gone and we can win this series. Hopefully we get some help above us, but just remember, it took Toronto to be at their best to overtake the Yankees. And I feel like if the Yankees can get back to just playing how they normally play, they can get that lead back. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below. If you're new here, hit that sub button. Hopefully I'm going to start posting more and more. We'll see what other types of content come in the future. Anyways, I'm out of here. Take care and peace.